Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Limbus Company reaction. Today we have Canto 5 Boss Theme 2. This one was requested by Will Vader, which I guess is somebody who's fairly well known in the community. I personally hadn't heard of them yet, but I did have to look at their channel to figure out what was going on. And apparently they're a popular creator in this space. So hi, I never expect to see somebody else who's known in a community just appear in my comment section. So hi. Anyway, the only other theme I've done for Canto 5 was another boss theme that was for Middle Finger is all I remember of that. Something like that and something about hair coupons. That's all I have of memory of that song. It was back in the summer or something. So it's been quite a while since I've heard anything from this event, but I'm also not sure if it's related at all because I don't think that character has anything to do with this boss theme specifically. So this might be one of those ones where I can't tell what their actual intentions are, or maybe I'll be able to build that up from the character themes scattered throughout, because that comment did tell me that this is a song that blends all those together. So I won't know until I hear it, and without further ado, let's go. That was intense right out of the gate. Still getting that pirate energy. I've been covering a weird amount of nautical themes lately. Arknight stuff recently too, so... Woo. God. This is definitely the intensity I expect out of a boss theme. Woo. I'm assuming up to now it's all been one character. That's a little different. Starting to introduce the other character, maybe? Yeah, the motif here is a little bit different. A little bit more sinister, even. Whew. Now, who's going to be number 3? God, they're scaling this up really hard. There it is. A whole new motif. And there was that spot again. They really are blending these together. Whew. Good God. That just didn't stop getting more and more intense. That kept ramping up the whole way through. That does happen a lot for these boss themes, but that one never felt like there was a moment to breathe, even just a little bit. A lot of the other ones tend to have a moment maybe where they're changing gears a little bit, and I could kind of tell when those came in this, but they were not nearly as obvious. Jesus. So this one was extremely intense, and I mean that in a way that is extremely literal as well, where the character in this is probably somebody who is extremely overbearing, maybe obsessed with whatever their goal is. We get that a lot in Limbus Company themes, so a lot of the stuff I'll be saying here is probably going to sound like I'm copying it from other boss themes that I've talked about before, but that just seems to be the kind of character that ends up being the ones you fight in these games, where they're insane, basically, like quite literally insane in a lot of cases, where they seem obsessed to the absolute faults of their own well-being and those around them. So like that kind of plays in here too, where like that initial theme was insanely aggressive and somebody who is definitely like obsessed with doing exactly what their goal is, no matter who says otherwise, and maybe even to the point of completely sacrificing who they're working with to make that happen. One of those like, I am the end game here, everyone else is just kind of helping me to my goal, but that doesn't mean that they matter. There's a sort of psychological detachment there. And I say that because the next two themes kind of feel like they're just glossed over. The second one gets a little bit more attention than that last one. The third one just straight up is like a flash in the pan. It is in there, it's gone, you don't really hear it again. It feels like somebody who was extremely expendable, potentially. Like somebody who was there, but they're just like, you're gone, I needed your energy. And then they just use it, you know? That is exactly the type of vibe that that's giving me. Somebody who was, while definitely devoted to the overall goal here and whatever that may be, was ultimately expendable to the main person whose overarching theme here is so much more intense and so much more overbearing. That second theme was definitely in there, and it did have a little bit more support role to play. You even heard it kind of transitioning in through that third section too, where that third theme was definitely overshadowed. It's this concept of that character, while being overshadowed, still has like a significant role to play in whatever this goal is. Whether or not that means that they're just as expendable as the other person, I can't really tell, because their theme was still being played over by the main one, but they seemed like they stayed a little bit longer, you know what I mean? It feels like somebody who's there for the long haul, or maybe they just have so much respect for the person with the main theme throughout this song. They have so much respect for them that they will put down everything, their life on the line, to get their goal complete, whatever that may be, whatever that may take, even if it's those sacrifices. Maybe that's where the third theme went. And I'm kind of wondering if there wasn't some sort of like a mutinous situation happening there. I'm assuming this all through the guise of like this being nautical, because I do know the theme is kind of centered around like boats and the sea. So I'm assuming here that this is something to do with that, probably some sort of mutinous boat captain scenario, and insane captain, a first mate that will do anything for their captain, and maybe like a skipper or something that was like there and they're into it, but they're not like into it. You know what I mean? Like, I might be reading too far into that. That does happen a lot too. But that's kind of what I'm feeling here. The fact that that main overall theme was so oppressively interrupting in every way all the time throughout this song, I cannot put enough emphasis on how much that theme was just sticking around. It was all the way through the song. It started with it, it ended with it, and that intensity never let up. That's what was constantly building the whole way through. It never felt like they were satisfied. Even by the end of the battle, or where it would have looped, I assume, that never felt like it was really letting go of anything. Except for that one theme in there that just kind of trickled away like a fart in the wind. It was in and out, it's gone. And I don't know how much I may be reading into that. I'm assuming a lot when I say stuff like this and I take these bold stances, but when you have a song that's so bold like this too, it's hard to not take a stance that's like equally as aggressive. So I've got to believe in my gut here that that's what the goal is, and that this character is just batshit insane, and while those around them are trying to support them, that does not mean the ones who are supporting them matter to the main person. So I think that this is truly an obsession thing. If this were Library of Ruina, I might liken this to like Moby Dick, for example, because that's the type of like craziness that is depicted with Ishmael. So it's like, maybe, maybe that's something they're going for here. The nautical theme isn't helping that, and I don't know if Limbus Company has anything to do with Ruina or the book situation, or if that's blended in any way, shape, or form. I haven't played them. I don't know how much crossover there is, or if it's just like the library as a concept. I have very spotty knowledge of this. But maybe. I don't want to marry that sort of a statement. I do not want to be so committed to that sort of a statement that I feel like I can't back out of it as per usual. There have been ones in the past where I've been a little iffy on it, but I've been more confident. This one, I'm confident in the overall vibe of there being a crazy leader and some underlings that are getting trampled by them, but not so confident that I'm going to be like, oh, this is based on a book, because that feels like it's going a little too far. But I also know that Project Moon loves to do that sort of thing. So I guess the option is there. I just do not know how connected all these games are between each other. But either way, let me know in the comments whether I was close or completely off base on this one. It's always one of the two. I never get it like somewhere in the middle. I seem to always get it very close or really stupid. That was a terrible take. You're an idiot. Wrong. So let me know what it is this time, because I don't know and won't know unless people tell me otherwise. And I still do love reading the little blurbs in the comments about what the characters are and what their relationships are. That's how I learned the lore of these games. It's a little disjointed, but I figure it out over time, especially as I get to more of these and I piece it together like a puzzle of knowledge. So please let me know down below how stupid I am, and if you have any other songs you want me to get to from Limbus Company or any other Project Moon stuff that I haven't gotten to yet. And as always, if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!